House comes to questions for oral answer. Question number 1 in the name of Kanwaljit Singh Bakshi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Finance and asks, how is the government's focus on better public services result improving the New Zealanders' life while helping New Zealand's long-term fiscal position?
Honourable Bill English.
Mr. Speaker, as the House will know, the government has announced at the beginning of last year a number of results that it wants to achieve with better public services, and it publishes updates on those results every 6 months so that the public can hold the government to account for achieving better communities. The Better Public Services results for the last 6 months to the end of 2013 was released today. It shows that focusing public services on specific objectives is beginning to show gains for individual New Zealanders and their families, particularly those who are most vulnerable. What we're finding is that making progress with, for instance, increasing immunisation rates, protecting vulnerable children and improving educational achievement is in the long run good for the government's books, but more importantly good for communities. The latest results show that 91% of babies are now fully immunised by 8 months, for instance, and they're on target for 95% by the end of this year. Just one example where the results are way in excess of what were the normal expectations of public services in the past.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Kanwaljit Singh Bakshi.
What progress has been in some of the other better public services results?
Honourable Bill English.
Mr. Speaker, well, there's been results where there's been good progress and other results where we haven't yet made significant progress. But one where we are making progress is the target of reducing long-term welfare dependency by 30% by 2017. More effort is going in up front to get people off benefits, and particularly more efforts to prevent young people going on benefits. We know that 70% of the future cost of the benefit system relates to people who first went on a benefit aged under 20. So as a result of more focused case management and growing job opportunities, we are seeing a reduction in long-term welfare dependency.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Kanwaljit Singh Bakshi.
Are all better public services results area on track to be achieved?
Honourable Bill English.
Mr. Speaker, as the published assessment shows, if a result is not on track to be achieved, it would be marked by a traffic light system as red. Result number 4, which is reducing assaults on children, has seen an increase in the number of substantiated cases of physical abuse. However, we believe the figures may reflect a greater percentage of cases being reported rather than a greater number of cases actually occurring. This, of course, is a first step towards reducing the number of assaults on children. It's important that people speak up when they have concern for children's welfare, even though that might make the government target a bit more difficult to meet.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Kanwaljit Singh Bakshi.
As part of the Better Public Service Programme, are other ways of improving results being considered to help achieve the targets?
Honourable Bill English.
Mr. Speaker, one of the strengths of the Better Public Services results is that it encourages departments and agencies to go and find others who can help them achieve their objectives. For instance, corrections have a target of reducing reoffending because every prisoner who goes back to the prison system is very expensive, and they are working with Housing New Zealand, providing prisoners to refurbish at least 150 state houses over the next 5 years. It's pretty obvious the benefits both for Housing New Zealand and for prisoners who need skills. Yesterday, the Housing Minister, Nick Smith, said a program to fast-track into state houses those families with children at risk of rheumatic fever will be rolled out across most of the North Island. Combating rheumatic fever is another BPS target, so health and education officials are working with housing officials to reduce the incidence of this third world disease.
Question number 2 in the name of